Hello, interwebs, and welcome to Closeup. I'm your host, Joe. And with me today, I have two co-hosts, Ryan and Justin.
Hello.
Yeah.
Gondor calls for aid.
Okay. And today we're talking about The Legend of Vox Machina Season 4. Full
I don't know if the
spoiler.
camera caught it, but I tried to put on my hood and all my hair just went in front of my face. I'm back. Anyway.
That's funny. All right, so what was your expectation levels coming into this, doing our medium shot here?
Pretty much nothing, because I didn't know that there was another season coming.
Oh yeah, you thought the Chroma Conclave was
I thought that was it. I thought it was done. I thought we got Mighty Nine, and that was we were moving on.
Okay. Okay, honest take.
Sorry, I'm laughing.
Wait,
I don't follow stuff, so.
And then, one of the, I don't remember which advertiser guy it was, but wait, there's more.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I think it was Billy Mays.
I'm such on the opposite because I followed it so much where I knew a season 4 was happening, and at the end of season 3, they announced that they were greenlit for a season 5. Fifth and final season. So I knew this was coming. And there's judges like, I thought we were done.
Well, see, I had a mixed experience between the two of you there because I was convinced season 4 was going to be the ending. I didn't hear about the season 5 confirmation, so I thought 4 was going to be the last one until about halfway through. I'm like, oh wait, we're getting a 5th. Okay.
Yeah, Joe kept telling me that the 4th one was the last one. I'm like, wow, I don't know how they're gonna move a lot of stuff then.
So only Ryan knows what he's talking about. That's... Yeah, just discredit us all up front. So as for this season, my overall thoughts here. Dodie, take this down. The legend continues with ever-increasing emotional weight, consequences, and continually improving animation. Legend of Vox Machina Season 4 in a nutshell. What do you guys think overall?
Oh. I like
It's
Taryon Darrington.
funny you start with the Dodie take this down because every description of the episodes this season starts with Dodie take this down from Darrington's perspective. It's
perfect.
so good.
Yeah, they're all written in character. It was a nice little touch. I like when shows go the extra mile with their descriptions and make them themed as well.
Yeah.
Some shows do theme titles, some do theme descriptions for the two people paying attention to that. But that's fun. So anything we feel like starting with in particular here?
I could start with that.
Man.
I'm angry.
Yeah, start with anger.
I'm angry.
Yeah, be angry.
Because it ends on a cliffhanger.
You know what? No, I would ask you kindly first to ask me politely if you would like to rage.
Or read.
Yes, or read. Declare.
I would like to read.
Yeah, declare your intentions for me, please.
Well, I don't want to rage. That's too much.
Okay, fine, but be angry.
I'm still angry though. But not like I would like to rage level, but like
Okay.
it's still anger. I think that cliffhanger is too much for a cliffhanger for the end of the season. That's like a cliffhanger that you resolve next week, not an end of season cliffhanger. And
This
wait
company
for another
keeps
year.
giving Justin cliffhangers.
All
It did it with the
hearing-
Mighty Nine, and then it did it.
Yeah.
It did it here.
All I'm hearing right now is Luke Skywalker and A New Hope, but it's a whole year. Yeah.
It's not fair.
Someone did the thing in like Toy Story 2. It was like, tune in next week. Whereas like, oh, it never got greenlit or whatever. And then all the comments like, don't put that energy out there. And then the 5th season will get canceled. Which it won't.
It won't.
From what I've read, they're halfway through recording or something. Halfway through recording, or not animating, but I think recording.
Yeah, good.
So like it'll be done next month, right?
Oh, they'll probably have something.
That's usually
done.
how animation works.
Yeah.
Well, just put in the like chat GBT, It'll be done by next month.
Yeah, and then it'll take forever to animate it.
Oh.
And then they have to
Unless they do it like Invincible.
Yeah, unless they do it like Invincible.
Got some corners for the final season.
Yeah, the animation gets better every year on Vox Machina. It's the opposite trajectory of Invincible.
Yeah. I have to take that back because I did say in a previous episode, I was like, yeah, Vox Machina was like the bottom standard of animation. That title belongs to Invincible now, and Vox Machina has climbed up.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I ever said it was bad, but like it was the most passable I would consider. But now it's like actually looks really good.
Somebody find the quote where Justin thrashed it. I think it was either in the Invincible review or the Mighty Nine review, one of the two. It gets better every year. I love the colors pop. It's very detailed, the expressiveness of the characters. I also like the camera movements and the tracking and even the other things like you don't think about. The editing flow is also very good. You can always tell the geography of action and what's happening, and it just all comes together very well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think from just comparing like the first season to now, they were like using their like pencil mileage as well as they could with like the budget they got, and as like the show's gotten more popular, they're able to do a lot more dynamic shots, have more colors pop, and it really is. I'm a defender of the Invincible show, but it is kind of the opposite of the Invincible show, where they know what the fans want, and like they want spectacle, and they want these amazing scenes that they've listened to and watched 500 hours plus on come to life, and they've done really, really well. And I think from the first season, the character designs are designed by the same person that did the Justice League show.
Oh, really?
The like 2000s cartoon one.
Wow.
So I think.
Okay.
I read that somewhere.
If that's true, that's pretty cool. Love that show. Love this one as well. It's a good bridge between times of my life. Yeah, it's stellar animation this year. One thing I thought was interesting when I was starting to think about it some more was I've been a fan in the past of how the animation presented Vox Machina's teamwork, about how previous seasons showed really cool combo moves and team ups, and this year a lot less of that, barely any in fact. And I think that was intentional, and maybe I just missed it. That's possible, but I think that the group's camaraderie was fractured this year after a lot of time apart, and through visual representation, they don't work together near as much as a team in the action scenes.
Actually, I think to build on that, the Vex and Vax and
Percy
and Keyleth, they actually kind of swapped around a bit. Like you had Percy and Keyleth went in the heist episode. There was Percy and Keyleth teamed up.
Yeah.
Vex and Vax teamed up. There was a lot of actually switching between those four characters, but never Pike and Grog. I don't think they swapped around basically at all.
Yeah, and which I feel like you're right. Those four characters who were, Vex, Vax, Keyleth, and Percy, the couples, they had their combos. Like Percy and Vex had team up moments. Keyleth and Vax had team up moments. Percy and Vax and Keyleth and Vex had team up moments. Pike and Grog had team up moments. But Vox Machina as a unit, not so much.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of had their splintered little groups. And I could feel even as I'm watching the show that the quote unquote, the couples were kind of off in their own world compared to everybody else this year, and leaving everybody else out. Like Pike and Grog, story-wise, they got left in the lurch, bar hopping for a year. Meanwhile, everyone else is going on Aramentes and getting married, and Scanlan's off doing his thing, and nobody's really inviting them out anywhere. And even they're keeping secrets from each other, too. So everyone's just kind of off doing their own thing. They're all paired up, and they're not really a team anymore.
But it was interesting that going pretty much to the end of the season, the team only came back together. Those four are really the only ones who came back together to completely work together. Pike and Grog were still sort of separated,
and
even though they were there.
And there was one element that did bother me in that regard, and specifically about this pairing, is when Grog got shredded to bits and ripped into the portal. Pike was super distraught and ran in after him. She was crying. She was very upset. And then we see the rest of their reactions, and they're all kind of trying to hold it back. Nobody was shedding tears for Grog there, and they're worried Pike might be okay. But they're all reserved. And then they get back to Whitestone, and Vax starts suffering from his blight, and then Keyleth and Vex are crying over him already. I'm like, where were these tears for Grog an hour ago? I'm like, okay, maybe you could argue they were just holding it in.
I shed tears for Grog.
Yeah. Thank you.
What they did.
But it just bothered me that the couples were trying to hold it all in, and then, when Vax is dying, now we let it out. Maybe it was just, okay, we had to hold it in for so long, and now just like another team member is going down. This is too much. We're breaking the dam here. Or it just felt like these four are closer than they were to Grog and Pike in the last year, and they just don't have as many tears to shed over Grog. That's how it felt to me. They're just not as tight with him as they used to be. They're sad, but they weren't like distraught.
Yeah, I do agree with you, but I think there was also this like drive a little bit too to be like, oh my god, we have to get to wherever the place is called, Demon Town.
Taramfala.
Taramfala. I almost called it Azeroth, which is that's not it. So like maybe there was like this like focus, like we can't grieve right now, we have to book it to Taramfala fast, and then we can mourn Grog later. And then when they get there, they find his body there, kind of like put together in like this like necrotic state. So they're like, oh my god, maybe there's a chance to save him. But yeah,
am I wrong?
You do bring up a funny point. Why are we crying for like the heart of the group? Let's be honest here.
Am I wrong in thinking Taryon had a bigger emotional reaction to that than the rest of them? Am I remembering that wrong?
I think he did.
Yeah. Even Terry was, more upset about that than the core members. Which maybe, once again, maybe you could say, oh, they were holding it in and he's just not as good at repressing his emotions. But I think I'm arguing that the team is kind of emotionally fractured here. Same thing with Scanlan. When they met him, they were pretty cold as well. And there was this emotional tension with them the entire time of, okay, well, are they here to just drag me back into adventures? Are they here because they actually want to reconnect? What's going on? And then Grog's like, oh, well, good thing you pulled out the sword. That's the only thing we came for. And
he was high. He wasn't thinking.
Yeah. I just mean, that's the kind of thing where they kind of really were just there for the sword. They weren't seeking out Scanlan before. They were kind of just willing to let him be. And like, not that they don't care, but it's not what it once was. They're not as close as they used to be as a group. Yeah, sure. Scanlan and Pike still have they still have a bond. That was an emotional moment. Scanlan and Grog as well. Like, there are pairings within the group, but just as a group, Vox Machina is not the same anymore. Yeah. And I like the way that story progressed there. It was just interesting and a bold choice to have that year time skip immediately, and then keep them apart for 3 episodes.
Yeah, I agree. It was very interesting to see where everybody was a year after the whole events after the Chroma Conclave, and then they all meet up during the coronation, which I've seen too many fantasy stuff and just other TV shows like this coronation's not going to go well. But yeah, it was funny. I heard someone's take where it was, I understand where Pike was, not to skip all the way to the end, but like where Pike's emotional state was near the end of the season, but also she kind of didn't reach out to the other people as well. Like she kind of is putting off this trauma of like, oh, you guys left me and Grog alone. You guys got to be these lords and the voice of the Tempest, but you kind of just left me and Grog alone cleaning up after the mess of the Chroma Conclave. But she also kind of didn't reach out to help either.
Yeah,
which was an interesting point.
I think that was a huge theme of the season for me, was lack of communication. Everyone is upset that nobody else reached out, but also you can tell that they didn't reach out either.
Well, did she even mention that her grandfather died, or is he her father? I don't know.
Your grandfather, yeah.
Did she even mention
I think
to
she
them?
did.
She did.
Because at the end of the like haunted house episode, they were coming back and they were all pretty sad. And I think that's when, like, she told them off screen, I think.
No, I think they had a reaction. They had a reaction because I remember I remember Grog crying over the picture with the rest of the team present. So they did know about that. And they were, they kind of knew she was out for revenge there. Because they had the competing pieces of information. They're like, oh, so the Whispered One killed Wilhand, and hey, our news is Delilah Briarwood's back, and she's working with them as well, so that's who you're after. Let's go. Get them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, just the lack of communication between the team, like Vex and Percy didn't tell anyone they were getting married. Scanlan never reached out to see what was happening with the Aramente. Pike and Grog were just bar hopping. They never really reached out either. It's like, okay, well, Vex and Percy specifically were based in Whitestone. Anyone could have gone to visit them in that year. Nobody did. Who knows where the heck the rest of them went? Scanlan's on a music tour. The Aramente could take them to anywhere.
That's true. They were the only ones who were located in one place.
Whitestone was the base hub for the gang before everyone went their separate ways, and it still kind of is, and nobody was reaching out to each other. And then they get all upset afterwards, like, why weren't you reaching out? But it's fittingly messy for these characters and the relationships. I like that it's a complex emotional situation. You could say, maybe you could critique the writing there, but I think that's true to life as well. All the friends I have that, man, I wish, why didn't I talk to them? Why did I lose touch? We haven't talked in 10 years. Oh, well, I haven't reached out either, so I can't blame them. Like, yeah, I wish people would talk to me, but I don't talk to them either. So this is 100% something I do as a habit.
Yeah.
So I can't fault these characters for doing the same thing. And people I used to be very close with as well, so.
Maybe she was just sick of hearing Grog sing, which I don't know why you would. It was an enjoyable song.
Grog sings awesome.
It was a great recap.
Yeah. I like the first line of it, just makes me laugh. And Grog, like, we started by smashing them Briarwoods. I think they were werewolves or mummies.
Yeah. He has some great line. Was it this season or last season where it was like, what do you do when you can't punch anybody anymore? You kick. I think it might have been this season.
I think that was this season.
So good. And then Smart Grog was brilliant.
I would like to read.
So good. I think Travis Williams said in like some behind the scenes, I was like, how do I do the voice with him sounding articulate? It was some of the hardest acting he said he had to do.
He did a great job. Grog somehow turned into the emotionally intelligent member of the group this year. Yeah. He was the only one who was kind of keeping it together in a way. He was the only one who could kind of see everybody's side. Yeah. He saw everybody's sides. He still had he knows what's right and wrong, and he was the only one who wasn't absolutely crushed that the group split up. He only got crushed later on when Wilhand died. That was his big turning point. But before that, he was
right
just kind of having
after he called
fun.
Him his son.
Yeah. Yeah. His pop died. Yeah, that was really sad.
That was so sad. Yeah, I don't know if you guys watched, but I watched like the episode breakdowns. They did like 1 to 6, and then they did like the 7 to 12 recently.
I did not watch those, but I saw they did them.
It's like, dude, you killed off Henry Winkler. Why would you do that? Who plays Pop-Pop? Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think he died in the campaign either. So that one was a show-specific twist.
Crazy twist that him and his girlfriend are part of this Children of Truth cult. That's what makes the show so good, is that they like the twist that they put in the show makes sense. Like, oh, of course this cult would take over control, like physically in some parts, but also mentally in others, like manipulate people into thinking, oh, here's this one prophet that's going to heal everything that happened because of, Vox Machina and the Chroma Conclave. And but they take advantage of these people who are sick and dying.
Yeah, but the other interesting thing about that was they were properly rebuilding the place. And that's what made Pike think twice of, oh, well, we killed all the dragons and then sort of went our separate ways here. And the evil guys are the ones rebuilding. And that's what let them get a foothold, is they were doing some proper good there. They weren't worshiping the Whispered One for no good deeds done. He was proving something to his
He was actually doing something.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting.
Although
I think right before the season started, they announced that they hired Andy Serkis as a voice actor on the show, and everyone was like, "He's the Whispered One. It's got to be him."
Yeah, that one was funny because I didn't hear about
He's
that.
He's the Whispered One, and Whispered One has been called nothing else, nobody else, nothing else in the story. In fact,
no, absolutely not. We do not use that name, that copyrighted name.
I think they made that joke in one of the episode breakdowns.
Oh, really? Yeah, I didn't realize Andy Serkis had been cast. I didn't hear that. And I was just looking up, as I'm watching the episode, sometimes I just pause it and I'm like, I look at those Amazon in between scenes or whatever that show the actors or the information tidbits. I'm like, Andy Serkis? Cool. Gravitas. I was telling Justin this the other week. I never really thought of Andy Serkis as a voice actor, but then it immediately was like, well, duh, he's a voice actor. I think of him more as a mocap artist first and foremost.
Right, yeah.
But he's very much a voice actor, so this shouldn't feel as much out of his wheelhouse as it initially did.
It's funny because they're kind of, in a way, like, it's a similar field, but also not at the same time. Because, like, yes, performance capture, you're using, like, your entire body and, when they're filming you on a stage. But with certain voice actors, you're also kind of, like, transforming yourself a little bit physically to get into that role. Or at least at least.
100%.
But it is very different.
Voice acting is like regular acting. You're just not seeing what the human body is doing behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're just standing still and acting, you can do that, but it's just as wooden as it probably sounds. Doesn't come across.
Another great addition was Wayne Brady.
Wayne Brady.
As a
MVP this year.
Taryon Darrington. Very good. I remember the first couple episodes came out and I texted Joe. I was like, am I supposed to hate him? I was like, am I supposed to be annoyed by this character?
I think the answer is yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, the answer is
I was
yes.
like, I understand why he's here. I just don't like him yet. And then he grew on me. He grew on me a little bit. Kind of like Scanlan did.
Well, look, do you know the background of this character at all?
Yeah, I know in the campaign, like, Scanlan left the group and then Sam made Taryon Darrington as, like, another character.
Yeah, it was basic in the wake of the Bard's Lament when Scanlan basically gave the middle finger to the group and parted ways. I believe it was the next session. Maybe I don't think there was a gap in there, but I think it was the next session. They go to this place and they meet someone they think is an NPC, and it's Taryon Darrington. And Scanlan just plays this most annoying, obnoxious, useless rich kid who wants to be an adventurer, and the rest of the party just lets him have it. They just bully him relentlessly immediately, and he only gets to be a part of Vox Machina because he's gonna pay them. He's like, oh, my daddy's rich and I'm gonna pay you to tag along with me, basically. And then they bully him so much he cries. And And then they end up feeling bad for him and just let him tag along. And it was pretty similar here. They just let him stay until he wears them down. And that's my favorite arc to see in this series. In this season, rather, is I like how the group warms up to him over time as the audience is warming up to him. I love seeing Percy and him specifically go from kind of this animosity to, he's the new guy, he's very annoying, but I'm still going to be cordial, to, oh, wait, how do you know all this science? I built a robot. Oh, you do know science. That's pretty cool. And then they're like, yeah, science. And then they became science bros. And then towards the end, even Taryon was doing something and Percy casually calls him TD in the end. I'm like, I love seeing how that relationship specifically progressed.
Well, I thought it was interesting, like halfway through when the season was going, I was like, oh yeah, and I was talking to you and I'm like, yeah, at least Percy's kind of getting along with Taryon, but like Vex is never going to get along with him.
Yeah.
Sure enough, that plays out in the end. She's getting along with him too.
He's kind of crying and he's just upset about what's happening towards the end. Terry, look at your little elf girl. And she talks him down. Oh my God. Helps him regain his confidence.
I was a little disappointed we didn't get to see his stand at the door.
Yep. Yeah, he just...
he got shafted for the last episode.
He just disappeared at the end, and then we see him tied up.
Yeah, that was interesting. Was that because he wasn't in that fight in the campaign?
In the campaign, Scanlan had come back by that point, and Terry had... Well, I'm not going to spoil what happens to Terry, but Terry wasn't with the party anymore at that point, and Scanlan had returned. Right. Obviously, they're changing the history a little bit. I mean, a lot, actually. At this point in the campaign, this is the biggest deviation from what happened at the table.
Right.
They changed so much about this, because at this point in the story, it was mostly like a series of side quests. Like they went on Keyless Aramente, was a really long thing. They had a whole arc in Wildmount with Taryon Darrington and his father, which they kind of adapted here in one episode. They found Scanlan again. Like they kind of adapted like Pike and her family as well. They kind of chopped that bit out entirely, where Pike was getting conned by her family and she had to save Grandpa Wilhan. But they sort of just condensed it and skipped right into the Whispered One / Vecna stuff. They tried to tie it all in a lot more. And Pike's arc is made. Sorry. And like Pike's arc is basically just entirely made up. Ashley was barely at the table during the campaign, so Pike didn't really get an arc. So everything for this show is just all the way back from season 1. That's
pretty interesting, though.
Oh yeah, they're making it up on the spot for her.
It's like, how can we add her to this plot point? Oh, let's give her the craziest heel turn at the very end. But also,
I like, part of me likes it, but part of me didn't, because some of it felt like, okay, so what are we gonna do for Pike this season? Oh, just steal Percy's villain in Revenge Quest and slap it on her this year.
While I was watching it, and I think I told this to you, I was like, I hate everything that's happening right now.
Yeah.
Like with her being manipulated by the Whispered One, turning on her friends, and then also like fighting them. But
what's going on? You're not my friend, and I am his blood.
Yeah. But I also fully believed her mindset. Like this season, she's at the lowest she's ever been. The Everlights basically abandoned her. Her pop died. She feels guilty about all the citizens being murdered by the Chroma Conclave, and then her family, and then their loved ones being killed by the Whispered One. She feels guilty about Grog getting torn to bits, and then he's like, "You've seen, I brought people back to life. These, what were they called? The Evil Five, whatever they were called."
Oh, I can't even
Sinister
remember.
Six.
Yeah,
Sinister Six.
I can't remember now.
But yeah, saw they could bring them back. It's like, oh, I can bring the person I love the most back.
Yeah.
Like, and the way the dialogue went from the Whisper one too, where it was very well written dialogue in terms of manipulation, because he did it. He did do it.
Yep, he did.
While he was like turning into a god and everything.
Yeah.
But then I liked Grog being like, "What the f are you talking about? Like, yeah, Wilhan died for something. I died for something to protect you, you idiot. Like, don't let our deaths be in vain."
This is a guy who says the ends justify the means, and he's very clearly evil. So what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Was basically Grog's argument. It's like, you know this is evil, even if the result seems like a good thing. Like, what are you willing to let happen for this? And Pike's heel turn there, I thought was interesting, because going back to the communication issue, it's not a logical problem. You can see the strands and as a viewer be very frustrated by it, but I also don't think it's necessarily poor writing, because she's having a breakdown after a lot of experiences are just compounding on her. Her reaction isn't necessarily logical, but it also makes sense for somebody who's feeling very strong emotions and is incredibly desperate.
Yeah, it's believable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
and she
not
also did plead
Yeah.
with the She also did plead with the Everlight, like, for one last time, to be like, "Please tell me there's another way." And then
I saw
she
a very
gets
good
either abandoned or because they were in another realm, so probably couldn't contact her, but she was like, "Please, like, tell me a sign that this is not the way to go."
I saw
she's
a
like, "Well, I
compelling
thought
theory
so."
about that, which I thought was interesting. Just, some random person on Reddit mentioned this, and I haven't seen it or read it anywhere else. But this guy pointed out that she hasn't been able to contact the Everlight ever since she got that necklace in the Hells. And that guy was friends with Vecna, as we found out this season. So maybe something about that demonic necklace that let her get through the orb there was blocking her connection to the Everlight. Could have been part of the plan. Get into her mind, give her this thing to block her connection. I thought they talked at the beginning of
this season.
No.
Or maybe it's...
No, there was multiple times where Vax was like, "Hey, maybe you should commune with your god," and she's like, "I don't do that. I don't."
Oh, right.
I don't just talk to my god like you seem to be able to.
That's not how it works.
Oh, Vax.
I also like seeing
his emotional. Sorry, you go first.
I was going to say, I liked seeing the competing ways faith is handled in this show. Pike has a crisis of faith the whole time. She does derive her powers from a god, but by the end, her earthly wants are getting in the way, and she's willing to say, "Okay, well, maybe my god isn't that good after all. Maybe our people are being limited, and I can do more with this guy whose words are very nice, and he's making compelling arguments, and he can bring the dead back, and the possibilities could be endless." And then you have Vax, who his god literally blights him with a disease and doesn't really explain herself, but he knows his faith is so strong that even though she's literally killing me, I think it's for a purpose. And I am going to see it through, even though my friends are fighting tooth and nail to save me. Keyleth has got this flower she's trying to grow, and he's talking her out of it. Like, yes, maybe that could work, but I believe I'm on a true and just mission here, and my god's path is the proper one that will see us through to the end here.
Yeah. I like how he sort of like forces himself to believe it. Mm-hmm. Because, he has this sort of divine power, and he's got this, the breastplate of the champion. He can, fly, he can move pretty fast, but he's like, like you were saying, his god is also killing him.
And when he goes into god mode, it's so satisfying to see that faith pay off.
Oh my gosh. His helmet is sick. I instantly was looking up, trying to see if someone had made a 3D model of it so I could print it and make it. It's so awesome. But also his emotional breakdown to Percy, I think in episode 6, where it's like, "I don't care that you got married. I'm crushed that I wasn't there." and that I'm going to miss all these moments. Like, he's still a human, or half elf.
Yeah.
He's, there's still a person there that's like, yes, I'm devoted to my god, but holy shit, it's going to suck missing all these moments that I was looking forward to for like my entire life. And now I just have to be okay with dying.
Yeah, this whole season, he's just trying to be zen and look his own mortality in the eye. He knows his days are numbered either way. Whether it's the blight that kills him or the whispered one or something, he knows he's on a deadline basically the whole year.
And I think this season has some of the best individual character moments. Like, yes, there's been great ones. Keyleth has had like 50 over the past few seasons.
Yeah.
But there's, the Bard's Lament with Scanlan. There's Grog standing up to Pike. There's Vax with Percy and then also talking to Keyleth.
Pike with that awesome line
Even
of, I'm the cleric, but who heals me?
Yeah, that's great. Percy, when he's fighting the zombie Briarwood, said, now it's your turn to fear me.
Yeah.
Does Taliesin write these down, or does he come up with them on the spot?
Oh, on the spot, man. That was the best part of campaign 1 was his one-liners and Nat 20. The guy combined Nat 20s with one-liners on the spot like nobody else.
Oh my God. His now it's your turn to fear me. I literally screamed when I was watching the episode like, yeah, dude. I was like, bastard Taliesin Jaffe, you did it again. It was such a good line.
The guy nails those high key moments.
He's so good.
Every time.
All his one-liners too from season 1 are great.
I think
you were the one I was least looking forward to.
I feel like most of his lines from season 1 were actual improvised lines from the table.
Yeah, I've seen the comparisons.
Yeah.
I think from episode 6 to 12 has been the best episodes of the show. Some of the best.
Episode 5 was the Cobalt Soul heist, so
even the heist you could put that up there. The
heist was the last moment
early.
of like, hey, it's fun. We're having fun.
Yeah. It's still
and then
a fun
the back
show.
half of the season is just emotional wrecking.
It's dread.
For
it's
6
awful.
episodes straight.
We can have fun. And you were saying the heist is an original story.
Yep.
Like it's not in the campaign.
Yeah, the heist did not happen in the campaign.
It seems now like such a D&D thing, though, the way it was set up.
Yeah, just everything
it was also
could
written,
go wrong did go wrong.
It was written by Marisha and Liam together. And they were talking about how in the breakdown, they were like, writing heists is hard. You have to be really smart to write a heist. And it took us a long time to figure it out. But with this season, obviously it's a very highly rated show. Like the lowest rated episode in the show is a 7.7 on IMDb, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
But every episode this season is at least an 8 or above, which the finale being a 9.4 out of 10, which is the highest rated of the show.
Wow. I mean, finales are one of those make or break things. They're either the highest rated or the, what'd you do here, man?
But yeah, like, listing off the episodes. Episode 5 is the heist. Episode 6 is Wilhan's death. 7 is the haunted house. I thought that was going to be a chill episode. No. It was incredible. I love the haunted house episode.
There's Briarwood clones in the basement and a member of Bell's Hells before her time.
Oh my God. I haven't really watched the campaigns. I've only seen clips of everything, but I was like, I recognize that person. And then the tree popped up. I was like, it's Lana. I couldn't figure that out. And then Marisha's acting. Oh my God. She did an amazing job.
She pulled double duty that episode.
The voice. Yeah. But even after the haunted house episode, Bard's Lament. And then episode 9 is the temple with Grog being torn to bits. And I was sad for a week. And then the rest is them in Azeroth. Whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Middle Earth. No, I'm kidding. Mordor.
And even the beginning, that first arc was the Aramonte and them, having to reconcile their differences and get together. Like the Vexalia character moment was when she went on the hunt and fought that thing solo.
Mm-hmm. Without her bow for a little bit, too.
Yeah, that was a survival thing. Like everybody.
Even Trinket got some moments.
Even Trinket got some moments. He spent most of the time in the necklace. But he got to save Terry,
which I think is very which is what happens a lot in the campaign, right? Like she wouldn't use the bear.
As the campaign got more and more dangerous, Trinket stayed more and more in the necklace. Much to Sam Riegel's chagrin. Just kill the bear. Leave the bear behind every time.
I don't know if you've seen that panel clip, but it's like, what would happen if Trinket died? What would we do? And then Scan's like, get another one. Just get another bear.
Oh, yeah.
It's a pet.
Scanlan hated that bear. Laura was very protective of her Trinket.
It is a cute bear.
I mean, half the cuteness is Matt Mercer doing the sounds for it.
Very true. Very true.
I was just watching a little featurette of the actors just before we started recording, and in the thing he was credited as Trinket. And the comments were like, really? Out of all the ones the banner says Trinket?
I saw that too. I think I've seen that interview. Yeah. It's like, he's done so much more. But I guess that would be like, I mean, he did a lot of NPCs this season. I don't know if there was like a main character.
I think the one that made me laugh the hardest that I recognized as his voice was the NPC who was looking for Scanlan's troop during the heist, and he sang the Fancy Fop song to Percy.
Yes.
That orcish bard. And I'm like, I know Matt Mercer can sing, so him just singing in this like voice crack orc was it was just so funny.
Mm-hmm. I remember because on Instagram they released the title names of the episodes, and when episode 8 was called A Bard's Lament, I immediately texted Joe. I was like, it's happening. He's gonna freak out. It's happening. What we were talking about the end of season 3 where everything was kind of chill, it's happening now.
Yep. What I liked about this version of the Bard's Lament is that Kaylee threw it right back in his face. The most famous part of the Bard's Lament is when he goes on the tangent about, okay, so really if we're such good friends, paraphrasing, what's my mother's name? You know, my mom killed by goblins, and basically the whole reason I'm out doing any of this. What's her name? Now one of them could answer. I love that in this show, he has Kaylee throw it back in his face after the fact. You didn't know my mom's name either. Which was...
And still doesn't.
Yeah. Which was perfect for this version of the series. And that was a great scene him and Kaylee had, I think, back in season 2 when that was first introduced. So to tie that back around into the Bard's Lament made that bit of it hit harder for me because it pointed out his hypocrisy.
I want to see someone make a Myth Carver guitar in real life.
Yeah,
I want to see what it looks like in real life, because I was like, that's so Scanlan to turn a vestige of Divergence into a musical weapon, which, you know, it kind of makes sense because back in season 2, he when he got it, he started to sing, and then it revealed its power. So there's some, you know,
although we've been pretty positive, but that Bard fight is probably my least favorite moment of the season. It didn't work for me.
No, I love that fight.
I thought it was pretty good.
No, that one didn't work for me. That whole that whole character just he didn't fit the vibe for me. The Whispered one, all his other servants sort of had a vibe, and I'm like, okay, this guy's a different one. He's like the Scanlan of this evil group, but I'm like, he's just too much.
See, that's how I always felt with Scanlan in the party.
Yeah.
But that's why I think
I loved Evil Bard.
He was great.
Yeah, he was too much. The only part about that fight I liked was when Taryon paid off his a cappella training.
Got everybody to sing.
Like, yeah, Wayne Brady singing.
The power of song, man. The power of song.
Yeah.
I don't know. I liked it because, I don't know, it kind of had a little bit of Tenacious D to it, a little bit.
Yeah.
I felt like it was that kind of vibe. I don't know. I think it's also Tom Clancy, if I'm saying the name right, was the evil bard. Tom Clancy.
Yeah, I don't remember his name.
Quick Google exists. I can use it. I can't type, though. It went straight to Clancy. God damn it. Anyway.
Clancy. Yeah, that's the only part of the season didn't really work for me. But the rest was...
Wow, that's shocking to me. Yeah. I don't know.
It was just kind of tonal
whiplash. I like the
to me.
song. That's fair. It is a bit of a tonal splash.
Yeah, it was just like...
That's
okay.
Crazy.
Like,
because he's my favorite
is...
of the Evil Five. He's my favorite of the Evil Five is the Evil Bard. I don't know why.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm a big Percy fan, so I still like Delilah.
Yeah.
I love her I love her desperation. Everything she does is to bring Silas back.
I think what I liked most about that fight in particular was that it was like, even after this, Scanlan breakdown and basically telling them to fuck off, like they still come together to save the day. Even, when they're like at each other's throats like that. So like that part of it was great. I think the song's pretty badass.
I got to re-listen to some of the songs from this season, because one thing Vox Machina has always excelled at is the random songs they throw in throughout the season, whether it's Scanlan songs or other random ones that they do. Like one I remember from last season was the Matt Mercer's Ruby of the Sea song by Dr. Dranzel.
That was really good.
Which was, hey, a year early, we're setting up Jester's mom.
Yeah. And then there's the song Scanlan sings with the Sphinx.
Yep, the Sphinx song as well.
Which I think is the same actress from the TED show. She plays the mom.
Oh, okay.
Alana something. I can't remember her last name. I'm so bad with names. I'm sorry, audience. But you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole Delilah, it was so funny because I was texting you, but I was a little ahead. I was like, I think this person is someone, but I can't say who it is. And I was texting a friend at work too. I was like, I think this person's Delilah, because the only thing I knew going into this season was about like who Taryon Darrington was. I knew about Bard's Lament, and I knew that Delilah was alive somehow, but I didn't know how she came back. And there was something about during the Aramente coronation where I was like, it kind of sounds like the same voice actor. Oh, and then by the end of episode 6, there was like Delilah Briarwood. I was like, I called it. I was so happy I called it, but like looking back, it's not obvious, because at the end of season 1, you just see her throat getting cut, and then she's like left to die in that area.
Yeah.
But I agree. I like her backstory as well, where you can totally understand her motivations as well. Like, she's trying to save her loved one. You could even understand it back in season 1, but even more now, where it's like she's finding this power and is like able to do this. And the fact that she has this like a secret lab under Whitestone Castle still, like, of course she does. Of course she does.
Percy's trauma's never done. There's always more Briarwoods.
I want to watch the Haunted episode again. I think it was my favorite.
You'll never be rid of these people. I like how it ties... See, that's the beauty of having an adaptation from source material that's already finished, is because they knew the trajectory all the way back in season 1, so you could focus a little bit. Going back to season 1, I'm sure they threw in some more Easter eggs for where it was going to go, because that was always the story. She was always a servant of the Whispered One. Everything they were doing there was something or other in service of Vecna and this ultimate plan. It was always going this way. But of course, at the time when you're in Whitestone, you're just like, oh, the Briarwoods, they killed Percy's family and they're holding the whole town hostage. So Vox Machina never really looked into what they were doing in that Ziggurat temple. It didn't really matter to them at the time. Just killing them was the goal. And now it's important.
That does feel very, I mean, obviously it's a D&D show. It's very D&D, where it's just like, well, you left it alone. You think nothing was going to happen to it?
Exactly. There's just this spinning orb in the basement for most of the campaign. We'll kind of look into that.
It'll buff out.
Yeah. So talking about Whitestone reminds me of, I liked at the end when all their allies pretty much turned on them. Because I just enjoy the idea of, like, in video games or in games like this, usually you build up a whole bunch of allies, you pass all their checks and say, okay, we got friendly status now. But then they became the establishment, and it's nearly like we're starting at a different level now, because now they have different responsibilities, and okay, well, maybe you guys shouldn't be reactivating this, and we're going to fight you on it now. Like, ooh, all their allies have a point, and they're willing to fight for it.
I think Allura kind of got held back a little bit. I feel like she could have fucked them up like a little bit more.
Single-handed. Well, all the magic users, like Allura, Gilmore, but just between the two of them, they probably could have done worse. Forget about Kima and Jared.
Mm-hmm.
Cassandra's basically on par. I mean, she was nearly kicking Percy's ass back in the when they were just physically fighting that one scene, which is pretty funny.
Yeah. It is crazy by, like, the very end of it, like, the twist ending where, oh, they didn't win, was I thought was really interesting, even though I kind of saw it coming, because there's a 5th season. But in the way he delivers the line, it's so well written, where it's like 500 years plus of careful manipulation to get to this moment. But I didn't expect it to come from the Aerishar. Like, the fact that he knew he had to be killed by Mythcarver to gain himself to godhood, I did not see that coming.
I'm also of the theory
it was pretty nuts.
Well, it wasn't just Mythcarver, it was anything. Like, if anything killed him during that he needed to die.
Oh, really? Okay.
But I'm of the opinion, I agree with the people who say that if Vax had dealt the killing blow, it wouldn't have happened.
Mm-hmm.
That was the actual only way.
Because he had the blight. He
could see the
thing.
He could see the threads of fate, and I think Vax is the only one who could have stopped it, just like his god said. And Keyleth having her hubris of, I gotta save my boyfriend here and find another way. Great, she thinks she's the hero. She killed the bad guy, but she played into his plan and stopped the thread of fate from playing out how it was supposed to.
And that's why he...
The whole time I kind of thought that the blight was probably some sort of weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I thought that it was like, so when it came to that moment, I'm like, oh, okay. He's going to infect him with the blight, and then he'll be actually dead.
You know what I'm going to compare that moment to? I'm going to compare it to The Last Jedi, which, spoilers for the end of The Last Jedi, but I was furious at the time when Finn was trying to make his sacrifice play, and then Rose jumps in and is like, oh, we only win the war by fighting for the things we love or whatever. And this feels like a better version of that to me, because I understand why Keyleth did what she did.
Only to get 9 lines in the next movie.
Yeah. I understand why Keyleth did what she did. The sacrifice play felt a lot better at the moment because, hello, she did manage to have her cake and eat it too. We saved Vax, we killed the bad guy, and saved the day.
Yeah.
Wait 5 more minutes.
And all of that's the backwards. Wow.
And then and then Vax winds up dead on the ground in front of her.
And they didn't kill the bad guy.
Yeah.
Completely reversed.
I'm like, oh, good.
I saw a funny thing where it's legit. Like, someone said, like, yeah, everybody's celebrating that they won the battle, and then I checked the timeline, there was 8 minutes left, and I knew nothing was going to go well.
I did the same thing. We're ending early. Oh, wait. There's more.
Wait a second. They didn't do a Stranger Things. I don't know if this was intentional or not, but I did feel like there was sort of this, that the Whisper One still has this, like, probably really repressed fear of Vax still. Because, he goes on this whole speech. It's like, thank you for killing me, Keyleth, and curing Vax of his blight. Now, there's no way of him to kill me, but he still ends up killing him, I think, out of fear, mostly, because he still kind of has the power of the, like, champion of the Ravens and still has this, like, divine power. He's probably the one that could still do it. And, everybody else submitted, but he was... And I knew from the start, as soon as, like, you all have to submit, Vax was never going to submit. There was no way in hell that he was going to do that.
Once again, he's the only steadfast man of faith in the group, and his god says this guy's a no-go. I mean, just him as a human being is a very stubborn human being, half-elf to start. Made the same mistake you did. I misraced him. But
we don't know what the other half is. You can't assume.
But then his god on top of that, Vax was never going to kneel before anybody. And I liked how some of the others were thinking about not as well. I think like Vex and Percy had a minute of, are we?
Mm-hmm.
And then Keyleth just caves right away. Crap.
Grog just did what he was told by Pike.
Yeah.
But he wasn't, even after everybody kneeled, he's like, I'm not doing it.
Half of them
I didn't
were
think
ready
Grog
to...
was going to do it.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy. I thought there'd be more people that wouldn't do it. But I guess they all wanted to save Vax, so I was like, there's no way he's going to do it. There's no way.
I've been reading some people's reactions, and I like the ideas that they've talked about. They're like, is there going to be any repercussions for the entire world seeing their heroes kneel before the bad guy and basically give up?
Yeah.
They got showed sacrificing. They were like, okay, they basically gave the world to this evil god on a silver platter just to save Vax's life, and then he died anyway.
Yeah. I mean, they even talked about this in the breakdown. Like, for the past 3 seasons, they've been seen as the heroes of Tal'Dorei, of like the entire world. So then the fact that the Whisper One like projected like them submitting themselves to this god and failure is insane. Like, what's going to be the repercussions of that?
Well, I think number one, it's going to drag Scanlan out of retirement.
Yeah.
That seems a safe
It'd be funny.
bet.
It's like, I was the only one who didn't submit. I wasn't there. I was with my daughter. So don't be mad at me.
I saw Vox Machina get their ass kicked on TV. Time to rejoin the team.
Taryon Darrington didn't kneel either.
He was on his knees during that scene.
He was captured.
Yeah.
It wasn't his fault.
Yeah.
I had a funny reaction where it was like, oh yeah, what happened to Terry after like holding off the allies at bay, and then like the entire city's like captured. It was like, holy fuck, what the happened, Terry? It's quite the 180.
It's like, oh, there was a whole episode where everyone was in Taramfala. There's a whole bunch happening out here that we
which is
see.
kind of wild because it's I don't know how we feel about it, because everybody that was in Taramfala, like all the followers, they died so this ritual could happen. Like, they gave their lives to it. But then there's more cult people outside, like in the regular world. And I thought like the people who were able to go to that place were like his most devout followers, and it looks like the ones, but also he could have just planted like a bunch of people around the world too. So
I think it's
so that part was like a little shocking to me, because I was like, oh, he killed all his cult members to become a god. Like, he won't need anybody else, but I guess he has like a whole army of cult members.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's almost like actual religion. I didn't say that anyway.
Well, I mean, it is. I mean, to be fair, there is a floating theory around that it is kind of all fake to begin with, where they're like, okay, yes, Whispered One had some justified theologies that he was trying to convince people with. But at the end of the day, some people argue he was just trying to create the illusion of something to believe in, and that belief would make him a god, and then he could actually do whatever he wanted. It wasn't about the idealism. It was about gaining power through idealism, because he's mentioned something to the effect of he tried to do this by fear the first time 500 years ago, and that failed because he didn't have enough people to believe in him as a godlike figure. But to actually ascend, he needed to give people a reason for faith. Whether he intended to follow through or not, that's up for debate still.
Yeah. I mean, I was wondering how they were going to top the Chroma Conclave in terms of villains and the Briarwoods, honestly. But I think the Whispered One is a pretty damn good villain. You know, it's not even the fact that he's like this pure evil, you know, chaotic god now. It's the way he manipulated, you know, hundreds of thousands of people to join his side, and he did pretty much keep his word. Like, Grog would not be alive without the Whispered One.
No.
He would not be alive.
I like that line where it was like, God giveth and God can take away, basically, and then he started shredding Grog again just to prove his point.
Yeah. I was like, I swear to God, don't you take Grog away from me again.
Which one, Ryan?
What?
Which one?
He's definitely swearing for the Whispered One. He's
Yeah,
the only one that gives them things.
And saving Grog is what he wants, so.
You know, I might get some
look
blight,
at him. He's in purple. He's in purple.
He's going to say the thing.
He looks like he's in our follow right now.
Are you his blood?
No. I can change the light. There's no Raven Queen colored. I'm like defender of the Raven Queen. It's like, yeah, he's dying from blight, but you see that helmet? Yeah. See how cool his knives got? And to be fair, he could have just lived in that realm forever. It would have been fine.
Just kill all the beasts forever and ever.
And I also like the reveal of like how they stayed alive was because of the stone that they used to, you know, that they kind of used on their wands and stuff. It was like, oh, there's one embedded in their bodies. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because I was wondering how they kept coming back to life.
Yeah. It's I like that it took his power to see where the threads were. Just looking at my notes for anything else I might be missing here. Yeah, I thought it was pretty emotionally impactful towards that last arc there when we get to see the team slowly being eroded away. Where, okay, first it's Grog that goes down, and then Pike gets sucked through the portal, and then Vax has the blight on him, and then everyone's separated, and Vax goes up to talk to Pike, and they're all just getting whittled down and chipped away. I'm like, wow, there's basically no Vox Machina. Oh, and then Terry had his final stand. In the last few episodes, it's just the whole team getting chipped away till it's basically nothing. And then they get back together at the end for a brief, wow, things are good. Until
nope.
I think that's what made that
moment hit harder. Have you heard of the disintegrate spell?
Yes. I can't remember if that's what Vecna actually used on Vax in the campaign, or if it was Finger of Death.
I think it was, because I saw someone did like a 20-minute video of that fight in the campaign.
It was disintegrate, right? Yeah.
I think so, yeah. Which was funny because he got disintegrated, and then there was like a spell check, or like, it was funny how it worked because Matt allowed it. It was like someone realized that they could counterspell it like a minute or so later, and then they counterspelled it, and then later on the fight kept going. He's like, well, he's going to disintegrate you again. He's going to disintegrate you again anyway.
Yeah, that was a gut punch. And also the fact that in that horror episode with the house, we got to see what his life would look like with Keela if he took a different path.
Oh, tragic.
Yeah. Which I saw that, and I'm going on Reddit for people who also know what they're looking at, and I'm like, yeah, the people who know Vax isn't making it out of this season took that scene extra hard.
Like, yeah. Poor Vax. I still think he's my favorite character, which made the end such a... Hey! There's some magic. Listen, every character in the show has died.
Yeah, but like he literally turned to dust. And we know from Marvel the only way to fix that is time travel. Okay.
Yeah, you get a broom. You know, just dust it up. Prayer healing pool. Like, Scalen's died. Kind of. Percy's died. Vex has died. Grog has died. Not Pike. Pike hasn't died. Keela kind of almost died.
You know what's sad
everyone's
for
almost
me?
died.
You know what's sad? The saddest part is that Keela's death is not going to be adapted, probably, most likely, at this point. The famous goldfish moment.
Oh, the goldfish? Yeah.
Would have happened during this season. That the timeline lines up.
Mm-hmm.
It would have happened in the early part of this season.
Yeah. I think they said that they wouldn't adapt it, but they threw in like the goldfish, her turning into a goldfish at the chateau song as the little hint towards it.
Yeah. I kind of figured that was all we're going to get now.
I've seen that clip more times than I would like to.
It's so funny. It's so funny, but it's not going to happen because it's too funny for the tone now. There's no way to adapt that at this point. We're gods. It's okay. We're gods now.
Terminal velocity.
Terminal velocity. I don't know. They're like 18th level, but it's an insta-death because she would turn into
I like how she was like, couldn't I have turned into a flying fish? And I was like, that was up to you. You chose a goldfish.
She panicked and high level play, and you can still make an easy mistake.
There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that I think is pretty interesting during those early days of the campaign. Because even during that Whispered One
she
fight.
She gets revived, by the way. Just going to interrupt for the audience. Yeah. She gets immediately revived. This isn't a huge spoiler for campaign 1.
I think in the clip,
if you're infuriated at us, she comes back immediately, proving the point that they're basically gods now. Yeah.
Yeah. Liam says, he's like, okay, I'm starting to sweat. Who sees it? I don't see it. I think Vex is the only one that sees it, and she has a revivified coin. But yeah, in the Vex, like the behind the scenes stuff is interesting in terms of the campaign because, you know, in the campaign, Vax gets disintegrated, and they end the episode, and Marisha, as Keyleth is saying, like, I can get you back, dude. I have true revivify or whatever, and then Matt just like says to her, "It's like we will talk about it." It's like, what do you mean with this? And then just gives her another look, like we will talk about it later. It's just interesting where it's like Matt has this idea of where the story's gonna go. I don't know. It was like an interesting D&D moment where it's like we can't tell the audience right now, so let's just discuss this when the camera's off.
Are you spoiling for yourself? Basically just up to where the show's gone, or are you looking past? Or
I know everything that's happened.
You know everything that's going to happen?
That's happened. I know the very end fight. That's it. I don't know what happens in between.
Okay.
I know there's a character that shows up, which would be interesting to see if they do.
I don't think they're going to do it. I don't think there's time for that, and I don't think it's relevant enough to this story.
Pretty legendary moment, though.
But it's just going to take up time for the show. I don't think it's going to happen.
I think they got their spoilers. I think they got their Dragonborn stuff out of the way.
Didn't you say
that one character in season 3?
There's not a heck of a lot left though to adapt.
I forgot about an arc that's probably enough for a final season. Like I forgot about that bit because basically in my brain, I forgot about the entire bit that's like between now and the final fight. But there is a section.
Okay.
Because
I was curious to see what else they could do.
Yeah.
I wonder if they do another time jump. Not like a year, but maybe like a few months later.
I mean,
just to see how much the Whisper one's taken over.
Once again, this adaptation is getting more and more off course because where this season ended, the campaign didn't really go here. In the campaign, Vecna basically had one big push to the end. It wasn't like take over the world and we have to figure it out like this. It didn't really go this way. They can do very similar things, but it didn't feel so dire in the lead up for the campaign until like the final 10 episodes or something, which is why I remember the ending more. But I think they can make it feel more dire this time. So I'm curious to see how it will play. It's going to be different. I think it's going to end in the same place. Except for...
I wonder when we're getting Mighty 9 Season 2.
Probably next year.
Yeah.
Maybe
Let's
the year
see.
after. I do not know.
This was a month ago, almost entirely finished. It'll be ready soon. Well, it's funny because even Sam talked about like some behind the scenes stuff of how like, so like when you're finished the show, especially in animation, like yes, you're done the show, but also they have to have time for like marketing, but also like overseas dubbing of different languages and stuff. Like there's a lot, like you can be done a show, but still have like months of work.
I see.
Well,
You
because
have
they
to
do
do.
simultaneous release, right? Across all languages and all.
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
I suppose so. I mean, I feel like no, probably. I mean, I know there's different markets for streaming services. Like I know they changed libraries country by country, but probably not release times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe by a matter of hours, it's like, okay, maybe sometimes things come on the East Coast faster than the West Coast, but even then.
Because in like anime, there's like a month delay usually between the sub version and the dubbed version.
Mm-hmm.
Funny enough, this was before the Hulu merger on Disney Plus, but like the first couple seasons of The Bear, I remember The Bear being like released on Hulu, and then like a month later, you would get it on Disney Plus here in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what I remember, or maybe just my account got messed up.
Yeah, I never had Hulu Live, so that's one I never questioned the in between there.
Yeah, I'm excited for Mighty Nine because I did recently rewatch it and was still pissed off at the cliffhanger ending, like how Justin is with the show.
I think I forced it out of my brain.
Yeah.
What's the cliffhanger again?
They find Yasha.
They find the beacon, and then Yasha says, "Help me."
Oh yeah, that's right.
Good show.
Yeah, so we got multiple Critical Role shows. But I feel like I'm more annoyed by Legend of Vox Machina than Mighty Nine right now. Mighty Nine's just getting started. Legend of Vox Machina is in the end game here. I just want to see it done. I'm impatient.
I know. We have to wait a whole year.
Hey, at least it's not as long as Spider-Verse.
Yeah. Yeah,
this is probably, though, my favorite show. Like, this season has cemented it. Avatar Last Airbender is up there.
Hey, Ryan, can I bring you back to circa 2018 when you would have said that about Game of Thrones?
Shut up.
Look, this is my favorite show. I think it cements it. One more year to go. What could happen? What could possibly...
They are not. Okay. These creators weren't promised a Star Wars trilogy and then rushed the product to get it done. There, I said it.
Look.
And then didn't get the Star Wars trilogy in the end.
Look, what I got to say about that is that the ending is actually written. So...
Exactly. Ooh. Nice dig.
Yeah. They're not figuring this out as they go.
George R.R. Martin is the king of procrastinators.
Mm-hmm. How many books and TV shows has he made in between books? I mean, the entirety of House of the Dragon was made after, like, all those, Dances of Dragons, or, like, all that was done.
Fire and Blood stuff.
Yeah. Was the A Night of the Seven Kingdoms done in the middle as well?
Yeah, he's done a couple short stories, and he said he could do upwards of 10. And people were like, just finish the original series, please.
I'm pretty sure there's a different word other than procrastinating when you don't actually plan on finishing it. It's not procrastination if you're not going to do it.
That's true. That is true.
It's just...
it's sad. It's sad to think about. I think he's waiting to die, and then he's going to release the book. Like, his kid's going to release the book.
Yeah. I don't think that's like an uncommon opinion. I think a lot of people think that might be what he's planning, is like, I'm just going to die and let somebody else handle it. He doesn't know. He doesn't know how to finish it.
But look, I'm just saying, if they never make season 5 of Legend of Vox Machina, you can just watch...
No, you can't. I'm going to be extremely angry.
You can watch a recap of the end of the campaign, and somebody will do animatics for it.
It'll be a lot more immersive because it's hours and hours of content.
I'm just saying, you can get an ending.
Mm-hmm.
If you're desperate and they never finish the show, one is out there in a fully
whole
complete
year.
form. Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, yeah, you guys brought up Spider-Verse. Been waiting for that for 4 years plus almost.
You remember
I'm
when
still angry at that.
When the trailer said part 1 this year, part 2 next year?
Yeah. I didn't even know it was part 1 when I went in. It was just like it just ended on a cliffhanger, and Joe's like, "Don't worry, they already said that it's coming out next year." And I'm like, I'm still angry that it's a cliffhanger.
That was
maybe
3
I just
years
don't
ago.
like cliffhangers.
I don't think you're supposed to.
We've been trained as a society to have instant gratification, so they hurt even more now than ever.
Well, cliffhangers were good when not everybody used it. And now everybody keeps using it. It's annoying.
Yeah. Well, they're using really big cliffhangers too. Like, I understand having smaller cliffhangers or like, you know what? Now I'm going to forgive Mighty Nine, even though that one just annoyed me because they were just hitting their stride in the show.
Mm-hmm. That's a problem of TV having 10 episode seasons now instead of 24.
Yeah.
The cliffhanger is fine. It was just that it was finally hitting its stride.
Yeah.
That I was like, oh, now I finally want more, and now it was done.
Mm-hmm. And it was right after too. They go their separate ways as a group episode, which is I don't like those episodes. Never a fan of that.
And then I think we were
group
just talking
breaks
right
up,
before
and then they eventually have to get back together. Just stay.
Right before we started recording, we were talking about how this feels less like a cliffhanger and more like the bad ending of a video game playthrough.
Yes, that's exactly what it feels like.
What did
I made the wrong
wrong?
choice in Baldur's Gate 3.
What was the wrong choice?
I don't have a save.
Yeah. Oh, wait, I think the wrong choice was when I killed Whispered One as Keyleth instead of letting Vax do it. I should have let Vax die there. And that would have been the good ending, even though it felt terrible at the time.
Bad ending, credits roll. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Dear Reddit, can you save Vax?
Is there a way to get Scanlan back after Bard's Lament?
Asking for a friend.
Yeah.
Can I romance Miranda from Mass Effect? Will Liara be mad at me? Question.
Questions for the ages, Ryan.
Hey man, I'm a time capsule.
Now.
Yeah.
Yes, she'll be mad.
Yeah. All right. So, any more final thoughts on Legend Season 4?
I like Taryon Darrington so much that I'm going to be disappointed if he's not in the next season as a primary role.
I mean, as a primary role, I don't know.
It'll be very interesting to see what they do. Because I think he's very popular this season with a lot of people. I heard some people say he's their favorite character, which I won't go that far. I won't go that far just yet.
I think he might be.
Tyrion was very high up for me in the campaign and in the TV adaptation. I am a big Taryon Darrington fan.
You know what? I'll agree with that. I'm gonna say that he is my favorite character. I think Taryon Darrington is my favorite character.
He's probably my third favorite. I've always been a Vex and Percy fan, but he's probably number 3 for me.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a Vax and Vex Grog guy. That's my top 3.
I liked Pike.
I just like their dynamics.
They ruined her this season.
I used to like Pike. And then she turned her mace purple. That was kind of cool. That her like magic weapon turned purple. It's like, ooh, she got some necrotic, which makes sense. But
I also love when she's decked out fighting Vox Machina with 3 vestiges.
She's got
of divergence.
3. Yeah. How can she take on the entire group? Oh yeah, she's got 3 godlike weapons.
Like, did you just rob those gloves from Grog's corpse?
It was funny too because I thought it was a mistake. I thought it was like a continuity error for a second. I was like, I swear he was wearing the gloves.
Oh, did she? Oh, she just
she
grave robbed him,
and then she put him on. I was like, oh, I was expecting her to have the big boy voice again from the heist episode, but she didn't.
Monster.
Yeah, I was glad they didn't do that.
Yeah.
That
We
kind
are
of would
his
have
blood.
undercut it.
Let's just pretend they were hearing that voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this season's probably the best one.
I think it's the most I think it's the most mature storytelling they've done on the show so far. You can really feel how the characters have grown and deepened as people compared to the more harebrained antics of the first couple seasons when they're just a ragtag bunch of weirdos, and you can feel like, oh, these are more seasoned heroes now who've gone through a lot of traumas that we've seen, not just backstory stuff now. But yeah, it's I don't know if it's my favorite one, but you can definitely feel things paying off in a satisfying way.
Yeah.
So I like it better than season 3. That's for sure. I really liked season 3 as a show, but I had some issues with it at the time. I feel better.
Yeah, you were
about
saying they
year.
were kind of like going through the campaign at like a really fast pace, kind of wrapping everything up.
I felt like season 3 should have been split over 2 seasons to really fit in. The pacing is another thing this season. They slowed it down. They let it breathe because there was no risk of cancellation this season. Season 3, they had to, as you said, I said, blitz to the end because they thought season 3 was going to be it. And then this year they could just, all right, we can actually get more into the emotional stuff. We can take time to do random one-off episodes and like the heist and just kind of have more fun with it and let things coalesce a little bit better, soak in the world. So
that makes sense.
I like it a lot better for that. It's better paced. It's more mature. Animation, special effects are at the top of their game. Best the show's ever been that way.
I agree.
Best
I think
cliffhanger ending.
I think I read somewhere it's one of the top rated shows on Prime.
I believe it. And Taryon
That's on
Darrington.
the platform.
I mean, it's the season with Taryon Darrington. Yeah. Look, Taryon is a wonder all on his own, just because every show you've ever seen that adds a new Prime cast member this late into the series is usually a stinker. It's always a Hail Mary of, oh, let's introduce the new guy. We can. It's Uncle Oliver syndrome, I believe, is the TV tropes term for it. We're back on the Brady Bunch. They introduce Cousin Oliver to the family when all the kids were growing up and they needed a new cute little kid. So let's just introduce this annoying kid nobody cares about in like season 6. And TV shows have been doing that ever since. Just introduce the new kid or the new character to shake things up way late into it. Usually it doesn't work.
It's the final season of Friends. Let's add Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
Let's just do that.
But that's one of the rare
he was
times
in
where
earlier
it's
seasons,
kind
but
of
still.
Yeah. Usually it's
I love
Cousin
the show.
Oliver syndrome.
I love the show. I look forward to it every year. I always get sad when it's over. And I'm going to be depressed when I finish the final episode. But yeah, I just love the show. I'm obsessed with it. And it's all Joe's fault. I tell him every year. Because how he sold me the show was the most undersell I've ever heard from anybody of any show. It's like, yeah, there's these guys. They did like a D&D web show, and then they adapted it on. It's got pretty good animation and all that. It's some of the best writing I've ever seen in any show. And I'm just saying, I'm not saying it's better than Avatar, than The Last Airbender, because that's peak. That's S tier. But this show, it's close. It's very close.
It's not done
People
yet.
talk about how there's also Batman the Animated Series, which I finished recently, which was kind of a funny story. Didn't realize I only had one episode left, and then I watched the last episode. Then there was, people are also kind of saying Invincible at the same time, and I think this needs to be talked more about.
I think
people need to talk about this more.
I think if this show sticks the landing, it should rightly be regarded as an all-time great fantasy show. You can see the trajectory from season 1 to 5. It's got a complete package. It's got a legendary voice cast. If it ends as well as I hope it's going to end, it deserves any and all accolades. They've had 4 banger seasons so far, haven't missed one yet.
What if they run out of budget and they just do the animation like Grog style?
Yeah. And also for the fact that this show was crowdfunded as well. The show only existed because the fan base of Critical Role is big enough and passionate enough about this material that they gave them millions of dollars in a crowdfunding campaign to get this off the ground.
And they were only expecting to do like a half-hour special. And then they got like $1 million in the first 24 hours.
Yeah, I think they got enough to greenlight at least a couple seasons up front.
That's insane.
Yeah. And then Amazon distributing it. It's a perfect stars aligning in all regards to get this show.
Yeah.
By the people who made the original thing, voicing their original characters. It's just such a shot in the dark thing this ever could have happened the way it did. With as much love behind it as possible. And it all comes through on the screen too. You can, it's all awesome. About the family behind it. And I saw that one video we were talking about. They were saying they record together to bounce off one another, and you can feel the dynamic. Like, this is a very close knit group, and they just love what they're doing. You can tell.
It's so awesome. It's such great storytelling, and even behind the scenes, the stories of how this came together is really great. The dynamics between all the characters, but even the actors, is so awesome. You can tell it's like not just a company behind it, but a family together.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's just awesome. It's an amazing show, and people should. My one friend said he gave up watching after like a certain episode in like season 3, like one of the early episodes. And I was like, you need to get on it right now. You need to get back on it. It's an amazing show. 10 out of 10, no complaints. Except stop giving me cliffhangers, Critical Role. Don't do it again.
Yeah, I call Legend of Vox Machina season 4. I say the must-see TV. It's not my absolute highest rating, but it's highest adjacent. The highest one basically never gets used.
I give it a thumbs up.
Okay.
It's good. It's very good. I think it's rewatchable.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure Ryan's rewatched it.
No,
7 times.
Not yet.
Not this one. Not this season, but the other ones.
Not this season.
We're recording so late tonight because he got. I was gonna say we're recording like so late tonight because he got home from work and then probably binge watched the whole season 4 again.
You had to rewatch it right before.
Oh my god! No, that was the
that
Bear season 5.
You rewatched that again?
Stayed up really. No, but when the Bear season 5 came out, I just binged the whole season because I couldn't stop watching it. If people have watched season 5 of the Bear, they know why. It's an absolute train wreck in a beautiful way.
A bold choice to set the whole season in a day. I didn't see that coming.
Wild.
It was very good, though. Bonus review. The Bear is very good.
It's good. That ends well.
Yeah. Nice ending.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that's Legend of Vox Machina season 4 in a rare 3-host episode. Nice to see you guys together. It's fun talking to you both. I like the banter in here. So Ryan, where can we find you?
Oh God, my house. It's located.
Well, if you don't,
you're gonna dox Ryan.
If you'd like to get doxxed, that's okay. But if we can find you on social media.
Oh, right. You can find me at Ryan Walker Official on YouTube, TikTok, and on Instagram.
You.
Me. You can find me on Instagram at jchurchtpm.
He says with a question mark. It's not jchurchtpm question mark. It's jchurchtpm. I know.
Do you not know your own Instagram handle?
No.
And you can find me on ThoughtPlane Media at Instagram and thoughtplane.ca for articles, movie reviews, close-up episodes, head-to-head. Everything and anything I do here is thoughtplane.ca. So, till next time.
Good night.
Take care.